Number 3, whenever the Guru gives you work, no matter how heavy the burden, be like the earth, bear it all. So if the Guru gives you little assignments and you have all types of insecurities, ingrained habits, fears, you have all types of doubts. So even when the Guru gives you a very small assignment or small work designed to help you, push you out to become better and better and better, not better in your view, better in a Dharma view for your future lives. Maybe for this life, the Guru might make you do something that's very difficult for this life. But is that what you're concerned about? And then after you've checked the Guru and you've sworn your refuge with the Guru, and in a holy place, for example, Bodh Gaya, and then after the big refuge ceremony and the big offerings and under the whole tree and the whole feeling and the pictures and the lights and the candles and the incense and all the effort, when the Guru comes back here and tells you, can you cut your hair about 2 inches shorter? No, I can't, because 25 reasons. What happened to the whole ceremony? What happened to the vows? What happened to the allegiance? What happened to Guru devotion? Is Guru devotion only when it's convenient for you? Is that what it's about? Is Guru devotion only certain time of the month? Like from the 1st and 15th can, after that cannot. Is Guru devotion only when you don't have friends? Is Guru devotion only when things are going well for you? Is Guru devotion only when you're not angry? When Guru devotion is only when you are having things go your way, then you're devoted to your Guru. When you're angry, it's not going your way, you don't have to be respectful, you don't have to listen, you don't have to follow what your Guru says. The whole point of the Guru giving you work, no matter how difficult, and you do it, is to break through your ego. When the Guru helps you to break through your ego, then when he gives you a high-level practice, you can achieve all that we talked about, for example, controlling your death. But if you can't even control your devotion to your Guru, only your good and bad moods, how are you going to control something much higher? Controlling your speech, your body, and all these minor activities that the Guru asks you to do. And you find it so difficult. If you find it so difficult to do these things, how will you do those practices that require you to be free of the ego, to have bodhicitta, to practice the 6 paramitas? How? Why do you think the Guru gives you all types of work? The Guru gives you all types of work to develop the 6 paramitas in you. A real Guru. I'm not talking about an abusive, fake, manipulative, evil Guru who uses his disciples for self-gain. I'm talking about a real Guru who has compassion and who cares. Will give you all types of work and duties and jobs to help you develop the 6 paramitas in order to purify your karma, to break through your ego and your level of perception and your wrong perception of reality, so that you can reach the next level, so that when he actually confers something on you, you will get results. So if he tells you, hey, go work in the outlets once a month, and you can't even do that, but give me initiation retreat and do 10 million mantras and do these retreats and do these prostrations and you can do that, I don't see the difference. How come you can do 10 million mantras but you can't work 1 day a week in an outlet, for example? How come? Sometimes the Guru might even give you jobs or assignments to help you avoid something negative that might happen later on. Sometimes it could be like that. And if you don't believe it and you go against it, you will get the result. And the Guru will not be happy. The Guru will keep trying to find other ways to lessen what will happen to you later. If you had done what he said the first time, be lessened by 100%. If the next time cannot 80, then 70. Even if he can, he'll try to lessen for you by 20 or 10%. But if you don't cooperate, why do you need a Guru? Why do you need a teacher? A guru and a teacher is someone that's supposed to be compassionate and kind and is out to serve and help you. So when you always reject everything the guru tells you, you make an excuse for, everything you're assigned, you're late, everything you're giving, you turn it upside down, and everything you're giving, you never finish, then definitely that reflects you and your practice. So if the guru tells you, hey, don't get angry, don't argue with this person, stop. And then you say, okay, I will. Then I slip, then I do it again. I slip, I do it again. After a while, you just give up. You just let yourself slip. Then you're not devoted to your guru. Why? Devoting to your guru. Submission to your guru. Devotion and submission to your guru is the beginning of you to become independent. Is the beginning of you to become independent of your ego, to become independent of samsara, to become independent of your afflictive emotions. The minute you start to submit to your guru, the minute you believe and trust and do as he says, it may look like you've imprisoned yourself. But if it's a real guru, the minute you submit and do and just let go is the first step toward total freedom. Why? Because the guru will push you, give you assignments, and design work for you that will help you to achieve the 6 paramitas, that will help you achieve bodhicitta and compassion, which are the necessary prerequisites of higher practices that give you total freedom. So people think that when I submit myself to a guru, I become a slave. No way! No way. Maybe in England before, if you were an indentured servant, you become a slave. This is not England. And who are you indenturing yourself to? A landowner? A wealthy landowner? Some noble who owns 500 acres? And so if you submit, you're working on the field every day and that's all you get. At the end of the day, you get your bread, go to sleep? Or are you indenturing yourself to a spiritual person who's training you up like a spiritual athlete to put you in the ultimate competition, that at the time of death, you don't lose out? So if everything the Lama gives you cannot, and you have to think cannot, why do you have a Lama? You deceive yourself. Why? That's why a Lama is very careful to give assignments. A Lama is very careful to give work. The Lama thinks carefully, in, out, very quickly. Your aptitude, who you are, what you can and cannot do, and give it to you to do. Why? A, to train you towards the achievement of the 6 paramitas. B, to help you to avoid further difficulties. So if you always resist, you always make an excuse, you always say no, you always come out no, you always cannot complete, always you disappoint your Lama. Yes, your Lama is a human being that will be disappointed and feel sad and feel angry and shout at you and tell you off, but the ultimate person you disappoint is yourself. Because a Lama will have even more greater wisdom than your own mother and father to set you on the right path. So when assignments are given, and immediately from our mouth, from habit, we say, no, I can't do it. I don't think I can do that. Oh, I don't think I can do it. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. Why? That's precisely why you're given that assignment, and the Lama can see something more. And if you say, okay, I'll do it, and you don't put your all into it and you fail, that's not the Lama's lack of wisdom, that's your own lack of effort as usual. The whole point of having a Lama is, the Lama is supposed to have more wisdom to see past your weaknesses and to see into your gifts and to understand your karma and to understand what's happening to you so that they can give you specific practices, both meditative and active, to help you overcome your personal problems, difficulties, and sufferings. It is like a therapist. If you resist the therapist all the way and don't let go and don't submit to a therapist, why would you go for therapy? And how would you get the result of therapy? When we go to a therapist, we're going to tell our inner, most private secrets that we didn't even tell our closest friend. Maybe we never revealed our whole life. And we first get the reputation of the therapist and we check it out and we listen and we see some of the results of his clients. And then when we see that this lady therapist is wonderful, she's great, and we heard that she has results, then we walk in there, we pay the fees, and then we submit and we open and we surrender and we tell her everything, week after week after week. And after a few processes, depending on our problem, we start to find healing. Isn't that the same thing with the Lama? Isn't that the same thing? The whole point of us to be polite in front of a Lama. The whole point of us to stand up for the Lama. The whole point of us is to serve and help the Lama, is to hone and tone our outer actions. To be polite with everybody. When we attend Dharma talks, according to the 50 verses of Guru devotion, we are not allowed to twist our bodies. We're not allowed to crack our knuckles. We're not allowed to stretch our feet or point our feet at the lamas or sit there comfortably like this and play this and play with our nails and do this and do that and look here and then fall asleep and then feel comfortable. We're not allowed to do that. Do you know why? It shows flippancy. If we are not even at the level where we can control our outer bodies, how can we control our inner bodies? If we can't even control our feet, always like that, or our fingers, always like that, if we can't even control our spine, how are we going to meditate? If we can't even control this body and we walk around telling people we're spiritually advanced, you look ridiculous. When Kyabje Saramji gave teachings in Los Angeles and I sat there, my old Geshe, I watched him through the whole thing for months. Geshe-la sat right in front there, and he sat in front, fully aware, with his eyes half open, not looking left and right, never moving. He sat through 8 to 10 hours of teaching like this every day. And when Kyabje Saramji threw a joke or said something, he would cover his mouth and he would laugh, just like a geisha. Why? Now I know why he's attained. Now I know why people like him. Now I know why people say he has good manners. Now I know why he's so advanced in his tantric practice. Because he can control everything. If we can control our insides, controlling the outside is very easy. If we can't even control our sleep, we can't even control something so basic like sleep. Even dogs can control their sleep. Dogs out in the wild, if there's danger, they stay awake because they don't want to be eaten or killed. If we can't even stay awake during a Dharma talk, that's how incredibly strong our mata is, our inner mata. If during a Dharma talk we can't be alert or polite, and we can't concentrate and focus. Even the Lama doesn't have to, but out of compassion throws a lot of jokes to keep you awake. Even with that we cannot. And the aircon's on and light is on, everything's provided. Then what kind of spiritual pioneer or spiritual devotee are we? Then we can do all types of rituals. We do all types of healings and meditations. Then we say we're rescuing this or we help this person, we do this. We can't even help ourselves or control our body actions. How can we help anything else? Impossible. A person's outer action reflects their inner mind. How they sit, how alert they are is very important. Now, that having been said, in a country that doesn't have this type of mass consciousness, respect comes in different ways. Example, students may make the effort and change their schedule around and to change their personal attachments around to be at teachings. That is respect. So in a country like here, where you don't sit on the floor with your feet in yoga position, doesn't mean you don't have respect. It means your body's not able to. Guru devotion is not a fanatical practice where it pushes you and makes you do things that you physically cannot do. No. It's not something that makes you physically cannot do. It is the attitude of the mind. It is the attitude of the mind. So what you need to sit through the whole teaching with your back bent, with your hands folded like this? Well, if you haven't been doing that for the last 40 years, and if you don't do that, if you sit on a chair comfortably like this and listen and you're alert, you don't fall asleep, that's very good. But to crack our knuckles, to twist our body around, to pick our nose, sit there and talk to our neighbors, or fall asleep, that one is transcultural. It's rude, full stop. If we're in front of ministers or our boss or our friends, we wouldn't sit there picking our nose, cracking our knuckles. We weren't there falling asleep in front of people. That is transcultural. Those are basic human manners. So the 50 verses of Guru devotion, when they tell you, don't crack your knuckles in front of your Lama, don't twist your body in front of your Lama, don't wring your hands, don't pace back and forth in front of your Lama. When they tell you not to stick your feet out in front of your Lama, what are they doing? They're using your physical outer body to train your awareness up. A. B. When it trains your awareness up, at the same time, it trains you up from an uncouth, barbaric person to a mannered person, where if you are mannered, you're alert, you're awake, you can dress, you can talk well, you will be able to bring other people to the Dharma. People watch you. People watch your devotion to the Lama. People watch your reaction and interaction with the Lama. And how you interact and react with the Lama can be tenzin or tenshi. Tenzin means a holder of the Dharma, a promoter of the Dharma, or a destroyer of the Dharma. Your bad actions and your rudeness can destroy the Dharma among people around you. Why? Because they'll look at you and you've been around the Lama for years and you're still like that. They think immediately the Lama is ineffective. Very simple. So if I came here and I extorted money from you, and I ran around and I extorted things from you and I cheated you and I got all your material possessions, and I did all these things around and I lied to you all the time, and then I say, oh, Saramji is great, Saramji is great, Saramji. You guys say, Saramji, my foot. Where got great? Your Lama allow you to do like that, Your Lama is great because you can do like that, So similarly, if you want to talk about your Lama for anybody in the center, A, it's physical manners. How you dress, how you groom, how you look, how you sit, how you react and interact with your Lama. That is the first sign of whether you really have conviction to spiritual practice. You say, what does that have to do with inner meditation? Everything and nothing. Everything, because if we are controlled inside, to control the outside is very easy. Someone just tells us once or doesn't have to tell us, we're alert and we can hold ourselves already. I've seen my great masters and how they act with their lamas. They are like a newlywed bride. That's what it says in the 50 verses Guru devotion. They are humble, they smile, when they talk pleasantly, and they talk in such a way that their voice is clear. If their teacher manifests a little bit hard of hearing, they talk louder. They always smile, they're always pleasant, and they make sure they pronounce their words well. They never make their gurus suffer by making the lamas go, what, what? And you just talk and talk and talk and talk, and you just don't care what you say. You don't care what you say because you don't have respect. You don't respect yourself, your guru, or anyone. You're used to talking just in such a way that nobody understands. Even how you talk to your guru should be a pleasant voice with a smiling face, in a way that he understands, and nicely, and without going round and round, so you don't waste your guru's time. That's what it says in the 50 verses, condensed here in the 9 verses. So when we're in our guru's presence, why do we do that? Because if we don't do that, we have bad karma? No. It's not necessarily bad karma if the intent is not there. It is to train our mind up to be aware, to be alert. Dharma practitioners of the highest order are very polite, are very mannered, and are very well kept and very groomed. Are very much so. Why? Their body, their speech, and their mind is used to hook people to the Dharma. Everything about their countenance evokes wondrous admiration in others. The way they dress, the way they look, the way they speak, the way they act evokes admiration in others, that they say, what are you about? What is your history? And then they talk, they come to the Dharma. All that is for development. And why do we do that? Why? You guessed it. Compassion. Compassion. All this is listed in the 50 verses of Guru devotion. Please get a copy. Get a copy of that so that I have a bunch of slaves around me? No. No. These are not things I should teach you, but we don't have anybody else. These are things that senior students should already be able to teach others. Senior students should be able to take care of the new ones and the ones that always slip. Senior students should do that. Senior students shouldn't sit there blindly ignoring or not doing anything or trying and say, I tried and leave it. Senior students should take the responsibility of that and not throw it on the Lama. Why? Then you bring the Lama down to the level of a disciplinarian or a parent. When I lived in Khyentse Rinpoche's house, when I lived with Khyentse Rinpoche, all the students' discipline I took, I would never bring it to Rinpoche. Never. Never. Why? It's another form of distraction to take my Lama away from his real purpose. And those students around your Lama who are always errant and always full of mistakes and always doing things wrong, if senior students keep quiet and let it go on, it is a clear reflection of the senior students' lack of Guru devotion, lack of care, lack of compassion, and lack of commitment. Very clear. Why? They can only get away with it because everybody lets them. Definitely. And that's a clear sign of lack of Guru conviction. Clear sign. Why? Whose responsibility is that then? Whose? So all this is meant to train us up for a very higher and more evolved path. These basic things should have been already learnt. Prostrating and not prostrating is not Guru devotion, not Guru devotion. Those are cultural. Some people in some lands just go like that, and that's good enough. That's equivalent to a Tibetan full prostration. We don't have to force people into those things, but twisting our bodies, sitting there shaking our legs, falling asleep, biting our nails, cracking our knuckles, talking while the Lama is talking, isn't that transcultural rudeness? Forgetting, always having to be chased, always having to be told the same thing again and again, isn't that just pure transcultural selfishness? A person whose core of his being is pure selfishness for many lifetimes. To be told something many times is pure selfishness. So if these people choose to be pure selfish and they come up with a guru who challenges that selfishness, either they submit or they run. They submit or they run. Or some students are smart. They do a little at a time, but they push themselves to do all. Because what student come immediately and be perfect? What student? What student come immediately and be perfect in all these actions? But aspiration and working toward it is a very big difference. The minute you submit to your guru, immediately you win your first day of independence, second day of independence, third day. Immediately you start winning that. The minute you meet a real guru, a real one, the first day you meet will be the first day he starts you to be separated from him. Meaning what? To make you independent of him. Real gurus don't become clingy with you. Do not. They make you more and more independent and away. Why? Their goal is to make you a Buddha, not to have companions around. Not to have companions. That's the real goal of a guru. So the first day you start with them, if you say, but last year, Rinpoche, I was working with you, I was doing this with you, and how come this year cannot? Oh, poor me. I did so much for you, and this year you don't let me do it. It's so unfair. It's so bad. Why like that? Very bad. That shows a student doesn't know the purpose of a guru-disciple relationship. Do you think the guru has to be clingy with you? Do you think when the guru switches your job around and switches your responsibilities around, that they don't like you, they rejected you? Perhaps this method in doing this was not good, so they switch you to another to do something to help you. Perhaps you've done this and you mastered it, so they put you else to do something else to help you develop your mind. So sometimes a Lama will let you be clingy, sometimes a Lama make you not be clingy. It is totally your level that the Lama is looking at. So sometimes before we work closely with the Lama, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're not close to the Lama and we're being close. Why? Sometimes around Lama, close people are total idiots. Sometimes the people around the Lama are total fabulous ministers in hiding. Why? Because a Lama has compassion for all. And sometimes a Lama will keep someone very close to them, although they disappoint and fail and disappoint and fail. Why? If the Lama lets them go, they will become even worse and worse. If they let go and run away, that's their choice. But the Lama never lets go. Never. So if they complete their training, if they push themselves, they will get results. If they don't, the Lama cannot do anything. What can the Lama do? So people don't understand Guru devotion. They think it's slavery. They think it's induction or indoctrination or some kind of loss of freedom. Absolutely the opposite. When I hooked up with my teachers, I gained freedom. Look what I'm doing now. Look what I'm doing now. Guru devotion was and is my main practice. When I had obstacles, when I had problems, because I had so much faith in my Lama, when I had audience with my Dharma protector in Ganden, he told me, don't recite any mantras, recite your Guru's mantras, for you will be fine. So I did. I recited my Guru's mantra, 100,000 times. My hate sickness healed. I didn't need to do any pujas. What's my point? If you think this is slavery or induction or forcing of another culture, you're absolutely wrong. I will not even be diplomatic about it. You are wrong. Absolutely. There's no diplomacy. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Everything else, I'll be this way, maybe diplomatic, give you concessions and all that, because I know we're trying, but not for Guru devotion. There is no concessions. Why is there no concession? That is the pith of the path. Without an instructor, without a teacher, without someone to guide you, and without your cooperation with this person, what benefit can you derive? If you go to your music teacher, you're always late, you forget your music scores, you didn't do your homework, you didn't practice, you broke your guitar, you didn't restring it, you forget your appointment, you're rude to your teacher, you talk back, you pick your nose in front of him, you twist your body, you don't listen to instructions. How is he going to teach you how to play a guitar? How? And that's just for playing a guitar. Imagine how much more alert we must be if we want to learn enlightenment. For learning a guitar or piano, how respectful must be with our teachers, especially in Asian tradition, in the Chinese tradition, Asian tradition. How respectful we must be with our teachers. When they come in, we rise up. We don't talk back. We don't ask questions. And then when they leave, we rise up. Even with normal teachers that teach us writing and arithmetic, we have to be that respectful, because arithmetic and writing will benefit us in our life. But if we want benefit that benefits us in so many lifetimes, and we have an instructor for that, and we can't be respectful or submissive or even trust or try, and we give up or we say no or we make restrictions and we block no. How? And then we show anger to our teachers. Then we fight back. We ignore our teachers. The instructions we give them, always we turn it around, or after a while we forget, we have to be reminded. Won't that be the same in everything we do in our life? Submitting to the Guru or having a Guru, to a qualified Guru, or a Guru that cares about us, that cares, and that is sincere, that has love, is like anything in life. You will advance in anything you want to do. Anything. Anything you want to do. If you resist and fight and covertly cover, or if the Lama gives you assignments you didn't do, you cover, or you try to make up things or use sweet words and you go round and round and round, you might have been able to trick your Lama, but you can't trick yourself. And you fail your service, you fail your devotions, and you fail your spiritual practice. Why? Those basic human qualities we cannot do. Basic. So if your Lama says to you, be generous, give, don't be miserly, and that one you're still holding on, you're still not sharing, you're still not doing, how in your meditations will you do anything more? If the Lama tells you, my silver bowls offered to the Buddha, he won't even tell you why. He knows you won't. Why? You'll have 101 excuses why you cannot. Why? Not because you cannot. Because you're extremely miserly. And you have many lifetimes of habituation. And the Lama can see the result of that. And he does his best to break it. Why? No one else can. If they could have, they would have done it already. And that is why. Submitting to the Lama is gaining independence, gaining freedom from the ego, gaining freedom from samsara, gaining freedom from oneself. That is a real Lama, a qualified Lama. When we find such a Lama with folded hands, we devote ourselves to our Guru, and whatever work he gives us, whatever sufferings we endure in the work that he gives us, we happily accept. So if he gives us a work and we have done it and it creates suffering, it makes us sleepy, it makes us tired, it makes us sick, or it drains us of our pockets, or we get financially set back, or we get emotionally set back, we accept it without bragging to people, telling people, I did this, I did this, and show off, I did. That's not Guru devotion. That's just showing off. You set a bad example. And then when you have to endure any type of suffering from the Lama has given you, your back hurts, it's difficult, you happily endure and you do it whether your Lama is watching you or not. Why? By doing it, it doesn't become difficult and a suffering anymore. You've overcome. Endure. And by enduring your Lama's work and your Lama's assignments, you will also purify your karma tremendously. Why? Your intent for doing your Lama's work is to achieve Buddhahood. That's why you collect the merit. Your intent to do your Lama's work is to achieve Buddhahood. The intent the Lama gave you work is for you to overcome something so you can use it as a tool to become a Buddha. And that's why the Lama gives it to you. So if you do it, you collect merit because your motivation is towards Buddhahood. So the Lama tells you to run up and down the hill every day. Make sure you stay slim and make sure you stay healthy so something happens to you. Maybe the Lama knows you're going to have a heart attack later. Maybe the Lama knows if you have a heart attack, you may say, never mind, I'm going to die anyway. You might burden the people around you. You might burden your family. You might burden many beings around you. And that if you die prematurely, you might take a lower rebirth. Maybe the Lama's helping you in that. So the Lama tells you, lose weight, exercise, keep your weight down. If you do that, the Lama's intention is that you can have a healthy body, you can discipline yourself so that you can do the Dharma practice, you have more time to do Dharma practice. So if you go and lose weight, losing weight becomes a collection of merit because of the intention. So if you say, what does that have to do with Dharma? What does that have to do? He didn't tell me to recite this or chant this or do this. He told me to lose weight. That's not Dharma. That's your narrow mind. It's your very narrow mind. If the Lama tells you, stay awake, don't fall asleep, stay awake, force yourself to stay awake, discipline yourself to stay awake, stay awake. And for the life of you, you can't push yourself to do it. Maybe the Lama cannot help you avoid something else that's coming due to your sleepiness. An accident in a car? Or something you might hurt someone else due to your sleepiness. You don't know. What do you think? All is Dharma. Whatever the Lama tells you will be Dharma, that's having understood that the Lama is a real Lama, is with compassion and with skill. With skill. So if you always resist, how do you know? So once you know this today, you're like, oh my God, I know this now. I have all devoted and it's fabulous. But if the next day, we don't think about it, we don't contemplate on it, we don't concentrate, we don't think, and we don't contemplate, we don't think about it, it will be forgotten again. That's our nature. That'll be our nature. And then we slip again. What in life did you have to not contemplate again and again and again so that you can remember well? Everything we had to contemplate. Work, family, whatever we did, we had to practice. We had to push ourselves at it to become as good as we are now. So, if you trust the Lama, simple, non-dharmic instructions, inverted commas, simple, non-dharma instructions to higher level dharma instructions. You will not see a distinction. You will not see a distinction. Why will you not see a distinction? You have realized the nature of your Lama and the nature of his instructions and the nature of your relationship and the nature of your submission. That your submission is not to make you lose freedom. It is to get you to gain it. From going to school, we gained a lot of freedom. But during school, we sure thought it was a prison. A prison. Going to class every day was a prison. But we gained freedom. Education, so we can do what we want. A rough example. But in the beginning, it looks like a prison. Very simple. If we need to be told the same thing again and again, that reflects selfishness.